Gardening is often portrayed as a quest for perfection. Flawless vegetables, weed-free beds, not a leaf out of place. But real life rarely allows for that. Jobs, families, and unexpected events mean our gardens are sometimes left to fend for themselves. In these moments, the true nature of our plants is revealed. Historically, gardens were about survival, not aesthetics. People grew what could withstand neglect and hardship. The most valuable crops weren't the prettiest, but the ones that survived missed waterings and weedy beds. This is the garden that forgives, a garden built on resilience, not perfection. Today, we'll explore crops that have been selected over generations for their toughness. These are the unsung heroes, plants that bounce back from drought, tolerate poor soil, and fend for themselves. We'll look at what makes some plants so much tougher than others, and how understanding their resilience can change your approach to gardening. By choosing the right plants, you can create a garden that works with you, not against you. It becomes a reliable source of food, not just another chore. This isn't about laziness. It's about gardening smarter. It's about using the natural strengths of different plants to your advantage. Building a robust, dependable food system is more relevant than ever as we face climate change and seek food security. The lessons from the past can guide us toward a more sustainable way to grow. Let's discover how to create a forgiving garden, one that thrives even when life gets in the way. Forget perfection, embrace resilience. Your garden can be a partner, not a burden. The forgiving garden is within reach for everyone. Let's see how. Step back a century, and you'd find gardens built for practicality, not show. These plots were filled with reliable staples, chosen for their ability to survive unpredictable seasons and occasional neglect. Gardeners of the past valued crops that could withstand drought, frost, or a missed week of care. They saved seeds from the toughest plants, those that thrived despite hardship. Over generations, this hands-on selection created a rich diversity of local varieties, each adapted to its environment. These landraces were the backbone of resilient gardens. Sadly, many have been lost to industrial agriculture's focus on uniformity and yield. But the principles remain. Choose plants that can handle real-world conditions. By understanding why our ancestors made their choices, we can make better decisions for our own gardens. Seek out older, resilient varieties. Build a garden that's ready for the unexpected. The wisdom of the past is a powerful tool for today's gardener. Resilience isn't old-fashioned, it's essential. Let's reclaim these pragmatic planting traditions. Your garden can be both productive and forgiving. It starts with the right choices. Grow for reliability, not just novelty. What makes some plants tough and others fragile? It's all about their survival strategies. Deep roots are key. Plants like chicory and comfrey reach water far below the surface, making them drought-resistant. Waxy or hairy leaves, like those on kale or lamb's ear, help conserve moisture. Some plants go dormant in tough times, shedding leaves and pausing growth until conditions improve. Compare a delicate butterhead lettuce to a robust oak leaf. The latter bounces back from neglect, while the former wilts and dies. The difference lies in breeding. Commercial varieties are bred for speed and tenderness, while older types retain resilience. Resilient plants recover quickly after stress, thanks to their built-in survival traits. These adaptations mean they can handle missed waterings or harsh weather. Choosing tough varieties means less worry and more reliable harvests. It's not about sacrificing quality. It's about ensuring you get a crop, even when life gets busy. The right plant can make all the difference. Resilience is a trait you can select for. Let your garden work with you, not against you. Tough plants are your allies. Choose wisely, and your garden will endure. Root crops are the quiet champions of the garden. They store energy underground. Potatoes, carrots, parsnips, and Jerusalem artichokes all keep reserves in their roots or tubers. When drought hits, the leaves may suffer, but the harvest is safe below the soil. These plants can regrow after stress, drawing on their stored energy. If pests attack the leaves, root crops simply push out new growth. This makes them incredibly dependable, even when the garden is neglected. The trade-off? Root crops grow slowly, investing in resilience over speed. But the payoff is a reliable harvest, even after a tough season. Including root crops in your garden is a smart move for real-world conditions. They're your insurance policy against unpredictable weather and busy schedules. Even if the tops look battered, there's often a good crop waiting underground. Root crops are a long-term investment in food security. They thrive on patience and reward you with consistency. For a forgiving garden, root crops are essential. They're the steadfast providers of the vegetable patch. Don't overlook their quiet strength. Perennial vegetables are the ultimate survivors. Unlike annuals, they live for years, developing deep roots that tap into water and nutrients far below the surface. Once established, perennials like rhubarb, asparagus, and globe artichokes need little care. They die back in winter, storing energy underground, and return stronger each spring. Even after setbacks, like a late frost, perennials bounce back, drawing on reserves built up over seasons. The trade-off is patience. Perennials take time to establish, but the rewards last for years. A small investment now yields food for a decade or more. In a world where time is precious, perennials offer dependable productivity with minimal effort. They turn forgotten corners into reliable food sources. Perennials embody resilience, weathering neglect and thriving year after year. They're a cornerstone of a low-maintenance, forgiving garden. Plant them once, and reap the benefits for seasons to come. For lasting returns, perennials are unmatched. Let them anchor your resilient garden. Modern gardening often chases high yields with fragile plants. F1 hybrids and high-input methods create crops that look impressive, if conditions are perfect. But these plants are dependent on constant care, regular watering, feeding, and pest control. In pursuit of sweetness and speed, we've bred out natural defenses, making plants more vulnerable. Shallow roots and soft leaves mean they can't handle neglect or stress. Take modern tomatoes, huge crops, but prone to disease and disaster if left alone. Older varieties like Gardener's Delight may yield less, but they're tougher and more self-reliant. High yields mean little if the crop fails at the first sign of trouble. For home gardeners, resilience often matters more than maximum output. Choose plants that fit your lifestyle, not just your ambitions. A forgiving garden is one that survives your absence. Let's value reliability over risky abundance. In gardening, there's always a trade-off between yield and resilience. High-yielding plants often need perfect conditions. Resilient ones tolerate neglect, but may produce less. Take sweet corn F1 hybrids give huge sweet cobs, but only with rich soil and steady water. Older varieties like Golden Bantam yield less, but thrive in tougher conditions. The high-yield approach is high-risk, high-reward. Resilience is steady and reliable. For busy gardeners, a smaller but certain harvest is often the smarter choice. Mixing both types in your garden balances risk and reward. Understand what you're signing up for with each variety. Manage your garden like a good farmer. Diversify, hedge your bets, and prioritize reliability. Resilient plants are your safety net. High yields are tempting, but only if you can provide the care they need. Choose a mix that suits your time and resources. The right balance leads to a productive, forgiving garden. Don't gamble your harvest, plan for resilience. Your garden should work for you, not the other way around. Make choices that ensure success, even when life gets hectic. To build a resilient garden, start by shifting your mindset. Forget perfection. Aim for productivity and enjoyment. Design your space to tolerate neglect and fit your real life. Choose low-maintenance areas for perennials like rhubarb and sorrel. Plant dependable root crops, parsnips, potatoes, Jerusalem artichokes that can be left in the ground. Mix tough, open-pollinated annuals with any hybrids you want to try. Opt for cut-and-come-again lettuces and perpetual spinach for longer harvests. Diversify your crops to spread risk. If one fails, another will likely succeed. Mulch your soil to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and reduce maintenance. Smart plant choices and good soil management create a garden that thrives on minimal input. Your garden should support you, not demand constant attention. Plan for real life, not an ideal. A forgiving garden is within reach, designed for resilience. Resilience matters even more in small gardens, balconies, and patios. Every plant counts. There's no room for failure. Choose crops that thrive in containers and tolerate neglect. Use larger pots for better moisture retention and buffer against heat. Select drought-tolerant varieties, tumbling tomatoes, perennial herbs like rosemary and thyme, and deep-rooted carrots. Perpetual spinach and cut-and-come-again lettuces are perfect for small spaces. Harvest as needed, and they keep growing. Climbing beans make use of vertical space and are often tough and productive. Focus on plants that give the most yield and reliability per square foot. A pot of chives or a tub of Jerusalem artichokes can provide food year after year. Even the smallest space can be productive and resilient with the right choices. Don't waste space on fussy crops, prioritize survivors. Small gardens can be surprisingly abundant. Pragmatic choices turn any space into a reliable food source. Resilience is for everyone, no matter the size of your plot. The wisdom of past gardeners, choosing resilience over perfection, is more relevant than ever. In a world of climate uncertainty, a forgiving garden is essential for food security and peace of mind. It's not about aiming lower, but about ensuring you always get something. Tough root crops, long-lived perennials, and heritage varieties weave a safety net into your garden. This approach is accessible to all, no special tools or knowledge required. It's a shift in perspective. Value the survivor as much as the showpiece. The choices you make now shape your garden's future. Will you chase high-stakes yields or build a resilient, forgiving space? The forgiving garden is a living link to the past and a beacon for the future. As a new season begins, ask, what kind of garden do you want to create? Choose resilience. Choose forgiveness. Grow with confidence.